I long for a boring, peaceful life. It seems all the elements for a peaceful life exist, but the problem is need, others' needs, my need. Others' needs are really annoying. I mean, everybody knows that being needy pushes people away, has the opposite effect, but sometimes we're the needy ones. You may live an independent life like I do, but you may place demands on life. I need life to be this way or that way. I need people to be courteous, fair, honest. I need the economy to be good. I need the dollar to stabilize. I need to feel good. I need the truth. All stupid, all causing suffering. In Taoism, one of the fundamental and most important principles is acceptance, allowing things to be, even allowing others to be needy. I need this video to be good, all laughable when really considered. So for this week, thank you. As always, I don't know, but let's see what we can discover. I love you all, God bless, and welcome, welcome. So here I am. What am I doing? I don't know. I'm looking for a bell. There's supposed to be a big bell here. Here it is. And where are we? Looks like a pretty modest village. Little shacks, like my house. Really not much. Usually we see a beautiful footprint, streets laid out, surveyed, perfection. We don't see that here. We see a junk fest. These roads suck, dirt, crooked, and then we see some really interesting, advanced looking structures, and no options for dropping the man. No man. Really no streets. No streets, no man. But everything is super cool here. Here's a photo. Click. Some pagoda. A pagoda. Pagoda is similar to a temple or a tomb. Very tomb-like. But here's what we get. This thing is sick. I mean, you wouldn't know from above. Look at this thing. Pagoda del Monte Meru. So this is like a Mount Meru. That's all. Here we go. Mount Meru. Let me flash a picture of Mount Meru. If you don't know, Mount Meru is the center of the realm. And here, somebody in this streetless village created this sculpture. Here it looks like water. Mount Meru is said to have 4 rivers that flow both in and out, and at the center a black magnetic rock. This thing is sick, and this is nothing. I just discovered this right now. Here's another one. What's this? A little dirt road leading to it. Some people have built their little shacks right up to it. That's great. Maybe I could build a shack on this side and nobody would care. And not even a picture. Not even a damn picture. Not a man dropping. Kind of a secret. A secret pagoda. Mount Meru-like structures. And here's another one. Very similar. Building their houses right up to it. Let's give it a click. Oh, we see a gold top. Gold top. Thank God these people are modest. And where the hell are we? I mean, there's only like a couple hundred people around here. This is a bell. Pretty worthless if we can't drop the man. Maybe we can. Here we go. The bell is important. So now we're inside this temple or whatever. And here a little man wandering around unsupervised. And we have a bell. There we go. What a bell. Sitting here. Does it still ring? I don't know. This is one of the, if not the largest bell in the world. Out here in this streetlit village. As we can see here, the bell was made in 1810. 1810. Just sitting here. 200 years. How did this bell get here? Bell made in 1810. Weighing 200,000 pounds. 200,000. 1,000 would be heavy enough to move around or hang 200 years ago. 200,000? 200 years and 200,000 pounds. Glorious. And it looks like they had steel. This metal. This is unbelievable. This man is uninterested. Perhaps he's shopping for new pants. But anyway, this bell. What a bell. Here she is hanging on these steel columns. And And who would find themselves here? Really nothing. All dirt road, just a backward place. Ruins everywhere. Here's pagoda up here. No roads, no trail. I'm surprised they even marked it. And just cooked, just totally cooked out. Just a little piece remaining. And then of course there's the big, I guess the famous, do I dare say famous, spot? And that would be this pagoda. Let's drop the man. And here we go. So what the hell is this? What is this? Where are we? What kind of food are they serving here? Let's take a pause. Okay, so I knew what I was looking for, and my jaw is just hanging open. Stupid. I've looked at all of this before, and yet today it's brand new. Really personal. It's like I'm sitting here. What is this? We're told this is pagoda, a temple. The thing was once perfectly square, almost looking like natural in some part, like a mountain. But yet this is brick. This is brick just sitting out here in this shanty town. Alright, let's get some facts here. We are in a country called Myanmar. Myanmar, and I think it used to be called Burma. Slowly all nations will change their names, especially these lesser known ones. I mean, we're out in the bush. This is some serious bush. Here's India over here to the left. No doubt this is, or was, part of India. We see the Himalayas right here, and China to the right. So we're really sandwiched in here. As we saw, no roads, along a river, and here we have the largest bell in the world, and the largest brick pile in the world. And we also have Mount Maruian art. As for the bell, it was the heaviest functioning bell in the world at several times in history. That's weird. Again, 200,000 pounds. And here we can see it in 1873. Many of you will recall this picture. And what is going on here? 1873. First of all, you'll notice the place looks a lot more lush, not as deserty as it does today. I mean, it looked really deserty. This is lush and overgrown. These people are not happy that newcomers have arrived. As you saw, even today, people are living all around these ruins. Nobody has cared for hundreds of years. This place is forgotten. And it looks like a giant just hung this bell temporarily with these pretty large tree trunks. They definitely needed all of them. You can see it sagging a little. So it looks like they've rehung the bell. But even in the new photo, the metalwork looked old. So who's building this bell? Not these guys. These guys don't even have pants. Not a bell building people. And this structure, it's just full of brick, covered in concrete, overgrown. Look at this casting. I mean, no signs of a glorious people around. Sorry, guy. Oh, no offense taken. I mean, we have this absolute advancement in building and casting of metals, manufacturing of brick, and no good story. It's no different than what we would experience in North America. Nothing makes sense in our country in the 1800s. Just as primitive. Maybe having pants, but it still doesn't look like their pants. Here we can see, 10 or so years later, they've added this new support for the bell. And this is where it gets weird. I mean, really? In this time period, somebody even cared to come out here and support this bell? 1873 to 1896. History. Let's take a pause. History. Casting of the bell started in 1808 and was finished by 1810. So 2 years to cast the bell. King Bodapaya had this bell cast. So here we go. We're told this king was the occupant. He began his reign in 1782. 1782, this guy. He actually looks pretty hip. I mean, he looks better than the 1800s people. This is pretty fine attire, pretty sweet hat. He was the 6th king of the dynasty of Burma. And here is his tomb, really looking similar to the Mount Meru structure. And I don't buy the whole tomb thing. I don't buy the palace or the stupa. This is supposed to be a stupa. Stupid. From here we can see that great heat has struck this corner, some big blast, cracking it. I mean, clear as could be. This part has also been struck. I mean, what a force. Really looking like a type of projectile hit it. So in 1790, this king began the construction of a gigantic stupa. The Mingun stupa, or temple, is uncompleted. It was not completed due to an astrologer claiming that once the temple was finished, the king would die. That's what we're told. There's history. Built all of this, we're actually told this is incomplete. What could be any more ridiculous? This thing is absolutely complete and has been destroyed. And what do we see here? There's so much to talk about. First of all, it looks like there's water spout down here, drainage, and these also look like cannon, interestingly. This might be a clue as to what cannons really were, perhaps just spout, similar to gargoyles. So the incomplete temple next to one of the world's largest bells. And how did they build this thing? How do you build something like this in the late 1700s? I mean, the thing looks 1,000 years old. You could plop it in Egypt, looking like the bent pyramid. We're told they used thousands of prisoners of war as slaves. There we go. Skilled slave. I mean, you might be able to force someone to work, but to lay brick like this? We're told in 1839 there was an earthquake, causing huge cracks to appear on the face. There we go. The temple serves more as an attraction than a religious site. Yeah, nobody cares, because the whole story is made up. And this may be the most remarkable structure in the world. Top 10. The structure that nobody has heard of. And there's 10,000 structures just like this that you've never heard of. Any more and this thing resembles a mountain once again, almost having a Petra feel. Any more damage than they would tell us that it was carved into the mountain like Petra. This is just insulting that anyone would believe this story. I mean, written by a child, it seems. But again, who will contest? Certainly not these people. These people will be happy to get some tourism. So let's take a little pause. So really the sum of this research is that the entire world was completely built out by an advanced people. What we can see is it was all people, all colors, all religions, even races that don't exist today. And the stories about kings and queens and rulers are all BS, made to explain everything away. Based on the architectural evidence that we see everywhere, the population would have been equal, if not even larger, than our population today. It would require that. Build structures everywhere. To build out cities, to shape the coastlines, procure metals, concrete, brick. Absolute hustle and bustle throughout the realm. It would have to be. Again, based on the evidence left behind. And yet we see a gap in time. We see the evidence of everything built out much more than it needs to be. And then a people arriving backwards. In this case, even lacking basic things such as clothes. I'm comfortable in this loincloth. Oh, sorry. And this points to no other conclusion than a reset. And the reset is two parts. There is a natural, cyclical reset. And then up to present times, there's the active resetting of the old world. This is done by demolition, sometimes war, sometimes flooding of ancient sites. And the old world is not what we're taught in history. Every nation has the mark of this greatness. And that's what I want to look at in this next part. Let's ring the bell. Okay, so the old world in a snapshot through the eyes of the palace. Every country in the world is packed with palaces. Kind of reminds me of a Seinfeld episode. Who would have left this country if I knew it was packed with palaces? And that's what we see. Afghanistan. Recently ravaged. Palace, and palace. Afghanistan. Oh, you thought goat herder. So did I. Because that's what you've been conditioned to think. Kingdom of Armenia. We see the Temple of Garni temple, and as we can see here, sometimes called palace, the summer palace. And you'll see this theme over and over. Here's some more Armenia. Palace, sometimes called a chapel, sometimes called a fortress. All three used in the same narrative. Castle palace and fortress, Armenia. Almost turning into mountain. Here's some country most people haven't heard of. Fortress, sometimes called palace. Unbelievable. Lampron Castle Palace. Castle Palace and Castle Palace. Turkey. Castle City in Armenia, 1796. Primitive people in the foreground. Beautiful Gothic bridges and Castle City. Starfort walls. Australia. The Government House of Sydney. Here we go. Australia. The prisoners sent to this land in exile, and here are the early buildings. Melbourne, Australia, and of course the State Library in Tasmania. There we go. How about Austria? The Belvedere Palace. And the palaces often become the government buildings. Bangladesh. Here we go, Bangladesh. Always the same style. And there's no shortage in Bangladesh. The ruins here are just unbelievable. So beautiful. And we can see exactly how the realm was built very clearly here. A brick core facaded with a superior ornamental concrete facade. Belarus. Castle, all in ruins. Absolute beauty and perfection in ruins. 1,000 years of weathering. The Royal Palace of Brussels. Here you go, home of the Brussels sprout. These builders were eating more than Brussels sprout. Here we have São Paulo, Brazil. Now a museum, former palace. I mean, that should be enough. Why all the palaces? Even if we were to accept the narrative. Mommy, I want a golden palace. And the truth is, nobody can build a palace today. I think we could, but it would cost an absolute fortune. It would be overly extravagant today, and most certainly was in the past. Here we can see Prague, a country packed with palaces. I was told to travel Prague while in Europe years ago because it was so poor and affordable. And yet look at the city. Anything but poor. Again, a country packed with palaces. Here we can see the nation of Georgia palace in ruins looking burnt. Here we see Hungary, Budapest, the Buda Castle, home of Jaja and her sister Eva. I used to love Green Acres. And I don't know, I just have a small opportunity every week to show you the world you have not seen, or I, and it never ends. Too much and perhaps enough. So for this week, I thank you for joining me. I hope you've enjoyed our little tour. I love you all. God bless, and I'll see you in the next one.